Non-local manubra fraud kurina state mati loi thakalaga ilzam dangor ekta ulaise. Bishi dangor khulasa ekta de Dimapur Naga Students Union bra Wednesday allege kurishi ki ekjon Nirmal Jain koina thakabra Dimapur mati khan illegal tarika bra kinina ase aru tai indigenous certificate bi illegal bra banai gina ase. Idu ekla nohoina tai tik na hwa bishi transaction bi kuria jani paise. Taken lode idu opor kafi sabut ase koina Dnsu bra gushe taken idu opor taike kutha kuria homoy Nirmal Jain kwa manudo gushe tai high profile manu bishi lode connection ase. Union bra idu gushe taken kanun nijor laga hate nalobo kindu Thursday de taken DC Dimapur lode state government ke chitti likhina idu mamla opor bhal bra investigation jabole mangi bulase. Chinta dikhaina Dnsu bra politicians, bureaucrats, naga political workers aru leaders khange inika manuki support nohoilebi napajabi kushe. Ibido opor Dnsu bra press conference tiari details janibo.
Good evening everyone. Thank you media fraternity for turning up in such a short notice. The office of the Dimapur Naga Students Union has convened this press conference to address a matter of serious concern which directly affects the rights and the future of the Nagas, which is the illegal occupation of land by non-locals individuals using fraudulent documents. The office has undertaken internal fact findings, and we possess credible and documentation and proof of these unlawful activities. We want to be very clear, and please be reminded that we are not against the non-local communities who are doing business here and living peacefully within our state. However, we strongly oppose those individuals who comes in the guise of doing business and earning a livelihood in our state and engage in illegal activities like the illegal occupation of land. One such case involves Mr. Nirmal Jain, who has illegally procured land and illegally procured an indigenous certificate. He claims that he is a genuine citizen, genuine indigenous of Nagaland. However, the proof and evidences which we have in our office speaks otherwise. Subsequently, he has purchased land and engaged in multiple transactions which he is not legally entitled to undertake. The Dnsu has gathered sufficient evidence in this matter, and we are bringing this into the public attention not because of biasness or hatred towards anybody, but to protect the rights and the land of the Nagas. Let it be known that the office of the Dimapur Naga Students Union will not be taking law into our own hands. We will be officially submitting a letter to the government through the Deputy Commissioner of Dimapur tomorrow and urge the government to initiate a thorough investigation and take proper legal action against the culprit. Furthermore, we also appeal to our politicians, to our bureaucrats, to our Naga national workers and influential Naga people not to support and not to shield such individuals. Let the law take its own course of action. We do know and understand the level of influence such person has in our state. He is someone who boldly declares that he is closely connected with the politicians, with the bureaucrats, and all these things. But the rights of the indigenous people cannot and should not be compromised under any circumstances. The office of the Dimapur Naga Students Union remains committed to safeguarding the interests of the Naga people and will continue to be a voice against any injustice in all forms. That's from my part. I would like to give time to our colleagues and President to highlight in detail.
thank you, Alleges. The gist of the issue regarding today's press conference has been clearly explained by Alleges. However, I would also like to add some points. Nagamanukhan Article 371A explicitly protects non-locals from exploiting us. Regarding the ownership of land also, this means that non-locals are legally prohibited from purchasing lands within Nagaland. Any transaction that attempts to bypass or violate these protections, including through proxy ownership or the fraudulent use of indigenous certificates, is illegal, null, and void, and will be challenged. On May 29, Dnsu also gave a press release regarding this. Manu non-locals can be she fraudulent means para inia kurina mati kini gena buhi ase aru itu ekla noruina tai khan la bitor de transaction kuri ase aru itia this particular name Nirmal Jain tai illegally fraudulent means para indigenous certificate loi gena ase aru he is one land mafia na line mafia kubo tai ini mati laga pata khan bi tai temper kuri gena bikri kurubo manu non indigenous manu khan lode bikri kurubo inia kuri gena ahi ase tai tu le tu 2002 de indigenous certificate banai na ase itu bi ma khan GS par ko nishina we have compelling evidence to show that tai tu le tu pasal non indigenous na hoy tai 1980s de Dimapur de ahala ase kuine man itu khan khobor pura evidence pura ase man lode aru tai tu le tu man tai ke office de bi Jain lok paise ye de bi aise ina one tai tu le tu mo fitani para ko ase moi tu le tu dangor manu khan ke Jain ase like under naga political groups khan ke bi dangor manu khan ke Jain ase government te will be dangor manu khan ke Jain ase kuine imam fitani para bi mahan ke ina bi koise dong mahan tu le tu we will, like we said, will let the law takes its own course of actions, but the government should take and initiate strict action, investigate kuro lage kuine mahan tu itu government ke mani ase.
The office of the Dimapur Naga Student Union, we have studied, we have thoroughly discussed, we have intensive research, and we found that Nirmal Jain is no other than a land mafia in Dimapur, associated with some high-profile people in Nagaland. And we are also shocked to see that he had already acquired buildings and properties in and around Dimapur in someone names. So, if the government of today can evict the land encroachment in airport Dimapur, then the government has the right to seize the property of Nirmal Jain under the Article 371A, ownership and transferring of land and its resources, preserving the traditional rights of the Naga people. And the very land of the Nirmal Jain can be used as a public property or for development purpose. Thank you.
Regarding this issue, we had a presidential meeting on 31st this month, Saturday, the presidential meeting. So we saw the constituent units can be president, can be GS, can be Martina. To thoroughly discuss this. We saw Manubi Queting. Exun Manubra, Bahala Manu Exun Bra, Jarta, Pasta, Plus, properties in our Dushan be the same follow protection. Mana future generation to key inherit guru. Mana future generation of Bachan Gareto Matido Nathaga. Aro itu one of the biggest crime must say. Law legally law there is different anyway. Fraud documents try to banayena manuke fool kurigena, and I'm sure Tomba government officials so you go big shots can be involved as it in a time so for the tie up in a guru parise. So the Dimapur Naga Student Union, we seek we seek the public support also. Kena mane marikla prato voice put hailu kamne. Man lote 12 tribes আছে Dnsu under Dnsu 12 tribes আছে সব মানুহ পাবি এইটো একদম ফাইট কৰিবলৈ লাগে এইটোতো ঠিক নাই না গৈ না we have mana decision to it আছে এইটো কাৰণে মান urge কৰে public TV মান I just fight to do strong from মান के support কৰি গৈ না urge কৰে আছে
The involvement of non-locals in buying and selling tribal land is highly sensitive and often a controversial issue. It typically involves legal, historical, and ethical concern, especially with regards to tribal sovereignty, land rights, and exploitation. At the end, the government officials should also be questionable as of how these things have turned this ugly